Hey guys, Cashvertising here. Welcome back to my channel. So I am super excited because I'm talking to you today about books, okay? I am talking about my favorite business books of all time up until this point in 2020, okay? And it's crazy because I also wanted to pull some of the ones that I'm currently reading, but that's not fair. I need to actually finish them. But I'm a huge reader, you guys. I have massive bookshelves in my home. I have books all throughout my house, books in my office. I'm all about books. I also pulled up my Kindle app. I have like so much stuff in here. Just to pull up, there's 2 books here I want to talk about, but I just want to give you recommendations. I'm always asked about what books am I reading, and if you've been following me since my career coaching days back in 2014, I used to always write about books that I was reading, so that carried over. So I want to quickly just go through some of my favorites for you to get started with. And so I'm just going to show you the book, give you a quick synopsis, and then move on. Now listen, I have a lot of books, so what's not about to happen is you're going to find them individually listed in the description box. Instead, I'm going to add all of these plus a couple more to my Amazon store. So if you're not familiar, Amazon has like this influencer store program where basically you can apply to be an influencer and then you can create your own storefront where you basically pull products from Amazon that's like your favorites and put them in like in an organized storefront, and you can give them sections. So I have one called favorite books, business tools, health and beauty. If you choose to buy from my Amazon store, I get a little kickback, a little taco money, nothing crazy. But if you're not comfortable using that, you're more than welcome to just take these book names and then search on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you buy your books, totally fine with you. But I wanted to give you a heads up so that when you click on the Amazon store link, you know to click on books. That's going to be the easiest way for me to give you the links to these books because it's a lot of them. So before we jump in, I want to let you all know, if you didn't know, that your girl is an author too, okay? So she has books. These are 2 of my books. All of my books and journals are on Amazon. This one is All in Favor of Branding. This one is Project Manage Her. You can get these in 2 days if you have Amazon Prime. I highly recommend that you check them out. All in Favor of Branding is also on Kindle. Project Manage Her is a planner, and it's not. Also on Amazon, Bombshell of All Trades, Beauty That Banks. So check them out, support your girl, okay? All right, if you are interested in these books that I'm going to talk about, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Let's jump in. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the Kindle one because there's 2 books on here, and like this is gonna take me forever to pull up. So basically I just want to pull up the cover if I can. Let me see. Cover. Okay, so the first one is called Sell Like Crazy. Oh, the reflection is crazy. So Sell Like Crazy: How to Get as Many Clients, Customers, and Sales as You Possibly Can by Supry. I may be messing his name up, but this book is so good. I actually just finished reading it this past weekend. It's all about sales. It's all about, you know, how to get sales in your business, how to drive sales in your business, where businesses tend to go wrong with sales. The author has a really humorous personality, so there's a lot of stories and anecdotes that back this up, but there's also a lot of like direct formula, like here's 7 steps to writing a good headline and things like that. So if you're interested in learning more about sales, check out Sell Like Crazy. Okay, all right, so then the next book is called The Question Behind the Question, and I have the workbook that goes with it, I believe, over here too. But The Question Behind the Question, the cover itself is blue, but in the Amazon app it just gives you basic black and white. It's called The Question Behind the Question: Practicing Personal Accountability at Work and in Life. The author is John Miller, and this book is really good for coaches as well as people who just manage a team, and it just really helps you with asking good questions. If you know anything about coaching is literally about the questions you ask. The goal of coaching is to ask good enough questions to pull the answers out of the person that you're talking to. So if you really struggle with having coaching conversations, if you find yourself just giving way more advice than actually helping the person learn from themselves, The Question Behind the Question is an amazing book to help you get started. And it's a short read. It's only 140 pages. You can read it in like a day and be fine and good to go. So that's what's on the Kindle app. Now let's get into hardcover books, okay, or hard copies. So the first book is Coactive Coaching. This is the 4th edition. This is a new read on my shelf. I would only recommend this if you are getting into the coaching profession. Now, they do say that you can leverage this in like a workplace if you are a manager, and you really want to be like a coaching type of manager. This would be good. But if you're just in business and you don't have a team yet, or you have no interest in like coaching your team or being a coach, pass on this one. But this is a really good book around coaching methodology, how to be a good coach, how to be a results-driven coach, and how to have transformative conversations. The author, several authors. So Laura Whitworth, Philip Sandall, Henry Kimsey House, Karen Kimsey House. So if you just type in Coactive Coaching, this will come up. This is not a cheap book either. Like, I think I got it on sale for like $35, and that was a sale, you guys. Yeah, so the price for US is, if US and Canada, is $42.95. So it's not a cheap book, but it's a really, really good one if you want to be a coach. So check this one out. The next book, you all have heard me talk about this, Traction. Traction is so good. I keep it on my desk. I'm always referring back to it. Traction is all about the operational side of your business and how do you actually ensure that the day-to-day activities you're working on contribute to your long-term vision. So this book helps you to pull out your vision, get really clear about your priorities, to develop really good methods for growing your team, managing key performance indicators. This book is a must read for every entrepreneur, no matter what industry. This is the book for you. This is a game changer. I do think timing does matter when you read this, because I personally think if I would have read this in 2015, 2016, it probably would have went over my head. But I read it at a time when I was drowning in work. My business had finally hit 6 figures, but I felt like I was just drowning underneath everything that I built, and this book helped me to get it together. So highly recommend Traction. Another book for all business owners, Profit First. Okay, I recommend this book so much, you guys. I would recommend getting the hard copy. If you're an ebook, audiobook kind of girl, get you a hard copy either way. Profit First is really going to help you to understand the numbers in your business. It's not boring. It's really good, but it helps to make sure that you actually know what the numbers in your business mean, and that you're actually paying yourself, that you're actually retaining profit. It gives you very simple ways to manage your business funds, really simple ideas for separating your business funds. I highly recommend, even if you have an accountant, finance manager, please get Profit First. Read it with your friends. This is a must-read book. There's no point in being in business and having a successful business if the business is not making real money, okay? Profit First. Okay, so the next 2 are from the same author, so I'm going to put them together. The author is Carmine Gallo. If you watched any of my old book reviews, I used to talk about Talk Like Ted all the time. Talk Like Ted, the 9 public speaking secrets of the world's top minds. So basically, Carmine Gallo went and he basically rewatched and studied the top 9 most watched I don't want to say 9, because I think he watched more than that, but he just basically watched and evaluated the most viewed TED Talks and pulled out what made those talks so great, and he separated those into 9 secrets. If you are interested in public speaking, or you just want to have captivating presentations for your clients and your team and your social media, Talk Like TED is a really good book for just getting your public speaking together. And I know it sounds weird that a book can teach you about speaking, but I promise you this will change your life. And he has several books, but the follow-up to Talk Like TED was The Storyteller Secret, From TED Speakers to Business Legends, Why Some Ideas Catch On and Others Don't. So this one just really taps into this persuasiveness and the engagement of your talk. Again, I would recommend, if you are interested in being a paid speaker, a public speaker, or you just want to have really captivating and persuasive presentations, these 2 would be worth it for you. The next book is called Cashvertising. Cashvertising I would recommend for marketers. It says how to use more than 100 secrets of ad agency psychology to make big money. So if you're a marketer and or you do your own marketing, Cashvertising is a really easy to read book that has a lot of just really good tips on how to captivate audiences with your headlines, your captions, your marketing, things like that. It's a very easy read, and it's the kind of book that you just kind of keep nearby as a reference guide when you're working on your marketing activities. So that's that. The next two kind of go into my motivational category, I would say. They're from Daymond John. The first one is Power of Broke, and then there's Rise and Grind, and then there's a third one that I haven't read yet that he just came out with. This on my bookshelf. It has like, I think it's called like the Power Play or something like that. I don't know, but these are two that I read. This one's actually my favorite. Power of Broke is a nice mix of Daymond John's story with FUBU and then him interviewing other business owners about like their lowest moments in business right before they had their big break. So this is a really good motivational book when you feel like you're failing. This is a good one to get you up. And then Rise and Grind is all about the morning routines of successful business owners, where he, similar concept, interviews a ton of business owners, gets their morning routines, pulls out what makes them great. These are just really good books to have to motivate you. Okay, the next two, if you follow me on Twitter, these should not be a surprise. So from the stars of $1 Million Listing New York, Ryan Serhant and Frederick Eklund, we have Sell Like Serhant, and we have The Sell, The Secrets of Selling Anything to Anyone. I love these gentlemen, okay? $1 Million Listing New York is like my new guilty pleasure. I just started to get into these shows a couple weeks ago. I know I'm 10 years late, but those shows just motivate me so much in business and in sales. I literally watch them and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not working hard enough. And what's interesting is I had never even heard of the show, but I heard of Ryan Serhant first, and I actually grabbed this book before I knew who Ryan Serhant was, because I'm a reader. So I was in Barnes and Noble. This was like in a new and notable section. I read the description. I read a couple pages in the book, and it just seemed really, really good. So I grabbed it. This book is so good. That Ryan's personality is all up and through here. It's so entertaining, it's so funny, but it's so educational. And this made me to start following Ryan on YouTube and Instagram, which is how I found out about the show $1 Million Listing New York. So I started watching the show, fell in love with Frederick and his personality and how he does business, and I had to get The Sale. So if you're in business, you are in the business of sales. So these are really good books to have on your shelf. Okay, and I'm getting through this faster than I thought, which is awesome. So I thought I was gonna be here for like 30 minutes. Okay, the next one is The Miracle Morning. One of my former business coaches recommended this book, and I sat on it forever. But you can tell that it's thin. You can read this in like 2 hours. But this is a really powerful book. The author, Hal, he's been through some stuff. He was hit by a car. He survived cancer, child. Like when I tell you, he done been through some things, but he's seen so much success in his businesses, and he really attributes that to his morning routine, which he calls the Miracle Morning. And he taught his routine to his clients, and his clients that adapted the routine just had major life shifts. So he starts the book off, a little bit of backstory about him. Then he talks to you about his biggest failures. He talks to you about how he became a coach and what he did to be successful in coaching, and then how he taught some of those things to his clients and in their success. And then the last, I would say like 20 pages is where you really get the meat and potatoes of what the morning routine looks like. What I appreciate is he gives you the routine, but then he tells you how to customize it to fit your needs. He gives you a 30-day challenge, and then there's like a free toolkit, like a downloadable toolkit that goes with this book. And there's a Facebook group as well that goes with this book. And this book is a game changer if you're trying to develop a really good morning routine. And I can tell from this book, I will admit, I've definitely struggled with adapting the 5 a.m. situation, but I do the activities that he says to do in the morning, even though it's not that early, and it's definitely a game changer. The days when I do a morning routine versus when I don't are very different days. So I highly recommend Miracle Morning. This is one you can get on Kindle, you can get a hard copy, it doesn't really matter, but the content is just really, really good. The next book, Never Eat Alone, you guys. I've been recommending this book since 2014. It's all about networking, how to build powerful relationships, how to build your brand as a connector, and how to do it in an authentic and non-spammy way. The author is Keith Ferriss. I've been recommending this book forever. I need to meet this person at some point because I've been recommending this book for Lord knows how long. I have this book on Kindle and the hard copy. That's how good. Okay, that's how good this book is. I have it twice. So this is the expanded edition, New York Times bestseller. It's a thick book, but it's really easy to get through. It's not a hard read at all. So want to add this to the list. And my last one, okay, let's talk about Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss be putting out books that's thick as the Bible, and I don't know why he do that. But his books, in my opinion, aren't meant to be read cover to cover. So this is Tribe of Mentors. I have three Tim Ferriss books. This is probably my favorite. So basically what you can do is, Tribe of Mentors is very similar to the Daymond John one, where he interviews different people and asks them different questions. So in Tribe of Mentors, he basically goes through and asks people about their secrets to success, happiness, life, whatever else. And so when you open up the book, you can basically flip through and you can sort by who he interviewed, and then also you can sort by the topic. So he has topics such as how to say no, wait, shoot, that's the wrong thing. How to say no, he interviewed like 10 people on that one. But there's a section in the back where you can look by question that he asked the person. So he asked some people in the last 5 years, what new belief or habit most improved your life? And you can see the 50-some people he asked that to. You know, what advice would you give smart college students? So you can, it's really a good book for if you just feel stuck on a certain concept or a certain topic. You can flip through and get your advice that you need and keep it pushing. So yeah, this is Tribe of Mentors. But Tim Ferriss, I highly recommend that you subscribe to his podcast. I am a huge Tim Ferriss fan. I think his content is really thought-provoking. It's very different than other podcasts, and it's not like watered down. Now I will say the podcast is long, like this book, but I would say that if you have never heard of Tim Ferriss podcast, listen to his episode with Jamie Foxx, listen to the one with Kevin Hart, and listen to the one with, oh my gosh, what is her name? Shoot, hold on, we're about to pause. I need to pull his podcast. The other Tim Ferriss episode to listen to is the one with Brene Brown. That one was really, really good. And also any of the ones he has with Ryan Holiday. So check out the Tim Ferriss podcast, okay? So yeah, this was a hard video because I had like 10 other books I wanted to pull. But yeah, these are my favorite business books. And by favorite, I really thought about books that I've reread multiple times, or books that I just go and reference when I just need a refresher, or I have like an internal question. But again, if you want more book videos, because I have so many more business books that we did not talk about. I have a ton that I'm actually reading right now. If you don't like regular book fave updates, let me know in the comments or over on Instagram. I'm at Kashira on Instagram. Thank you all so much for watching today. Comment down below with your favorite business books so that I can add up to my Amazon cart. And with that, I'll talk to you all in the next video.